anyway, so bring a stack. Bring a stack. Man, that shit was fucked. I wouldn't even know. I ain't had to open up a whole bank since 94.
Yeah, so Nelly telling me, he said Michael Jackson had an artist. He said name him.
I can't even name him. Like, I don't even know. What is the answer? Do you know the answer?
I don't know the answer.
So it's one of them games where, man, you just got to stay down. Like, you got to not have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? Grind. And, you know what I'm saying? Just stay focused, stay consistent. That's the most, if I would tell anybody anything, it's consistency.
Tell me one person you got in your life that's handing you $1 every time they see you. That's how you got to look at it. You got to scale down what it is and understand everyone's not going to beat Drake, but you could actually become an artist relevant enough without the world knowing who you are to generate a living for you and your family that you're going to be able to pass on to your kids when you die.
K100 Radio.
My biggest lesson, when I signed the Def Jam back in 2016, I got the Def Jam, I was thinking like, oh man, they finna do this and they finna do that. It was like, keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
I was like, what?
Some of it's business and some of it I knew them.
Okay.
So some of them was business, you feel me? Paper,
Right.
business.
Right.
Some of it, I actually know them and fuck with them and we put together like that. Relationships is better than the bad, but don't never forget that it take money to make money, though. You know what I'm saying?
Always. What is real Houston shit? What is that?
Real Houston shit is slabs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just coming down, just keeping it player.
Right.
You know what I mean? Being about your paper, not really worried about what nobody else got going on.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Just riding through the night on your shit.
K100 Radio.
You might not need the same type of attention or detailed
Right.
work that I would.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of that be confusing even as an artist because I'm looking at you like, man, this man is doing it. He has like all this. And then I try to imitate it.
And
I imitate it at a horrible fail.
Right.
And it comes at a cost to my pocket.
Right.
I see the sauce, but I don't know the power source that's power in the soup.
Right.
Two cities can't claim the same thing.
But it's Atlanta.
Nah, y'all contribute to the Metro Atlanta culture.
I understand Metro Atlanta.
Yeah, but I'm saying it can't be pure Atlanta.
Does it matter?
To a person that's born and raised, you take pride. I didn't realize how much pride I took until she dropped the song. I'm like, dang, that's how I feel too.
Right.
And seeing all these other artists just come from nothing and then like just blossom, that just makes me just want to just keep going up.
K100 Radio.
Coming up, of course, I really don't know exactly which direction I want to go. I just know that I just want to be myself. And sometimes you get pulled in different directions because that's where people want you to go.
Right.
So, you know, you just got to stay yourself, stay comfortable in your skin, stay strong, and just be you. Once I start just being myself fully, not being afraid of being myself, things just start changing for me.
Like, what goes around comes around.
Yo, the Street Anthems live mix show.
Yeah, keep it locked.
Get live with DJ Will Money.
MidwestMixtapes.com, the #1 website for Midwest rap. MidwestMixtapes.com. They promote and market albums, mixtapes, singles, and videos. MidwestMixtapes.com. They can get you on DJ conference calls, blogs, and email blasts. MidwestMixtapes.com. They work with several magazines, college radio campaigns, and street teams in multiple cities.
Want that old thing back, like songs by Outkast, 3 6 Mafia, and UGK? Then tune in to the Down and the Dirty Mix show with J Praz and DJ T Did That on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. right here on the award-winning K100 Radio. Do you want that old thing back, like songs by Outkast, 3 6 Mafia, and UGK? Then tune in to the Down and the Dirty Mix show with J Praz and DJ T Did That on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. right here on the award-winning K100 Radio.
another exclusive interview on K100 Radio.
Let's get to it.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
What's happening, everybody? Yeah.
K100, you bad one.
What up? K100 Radio, man. Welcome to one of my favorite things that we do over here at K100 Radio, man. I got to tell you, man, we do a lot of different, a lot of dope stuff over here, man. But one of my favorite things to do on K100 Radio are our project premieres, all right? And our project premieres are something that we came up with a long time ago when we first started this. This has been something that we've been doing basically since we started K100 Radio. And what it is it's something unique that I don't see a lot of people doing. A lot of people have podcasts. A lot of people do music reviews and things like that. And that's cool. We're not saying that nobody can't do it but us. You know what I'm saying? We're not even on that time. What I'm saying is this is a little bit different. And this particular segment is always just a little bit more special. And the reason why is because rarely do you have people that sit down and talk about an entire project. Like a lot of times people will talk about one song, one, maybe two songs, play a couple songs. But a lot of times people don't sit down and have a full conversation about an entire album, back in the day we used to do mixtapes or whatever, it really didn't matter, but today we're talking about an entire album. And that's something that I feel like is kind of unique to K100 Radio because we just don't see a lot of people doing it. So we're doing a project premiere tonight with the homie, HOMEBWOI. All right? HOMEBWOI is in the building. And I'm not even going to delay bringing him on the air. I'm going to go ahead and bring him on so we can go ahead and get this conversation started. HOMEBWOI, what's good, homie? What's happening, fam?
Man, look, bro, trying to be like you every day, man.
Welcome to the show finally, bro. Finally. You know what I'm saying? Finally.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Long time coming, man.
Absolutely, man. So, without further ado, man, first of all, I just want you to go ahead and just introduce yourself to our listening audience, man. And we're going to get into this project. And again, what everybody needs to understand is we're doing a project premiere right now with the homie. This is a project premiere. This is, again, something that we don't do often, but I love when we do it because we're finna get down with HOMEBWOI and have a real elongated conversation about his new album, How to Tame an Elephant. All right? And we're going to go track by track, talk about each record, you know what I'm saying? Let HOMEBWOI break down what he was thinking about in the lab and talk about the producers who worked on everything. This is what a project premiere is. We talk about the entire album when we do this. All right. And so I feel like this is something that's kind of sort of unique to our platform. And HOMEBWOI, take it away, fam. Let everybody know who we rocking with, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm HOMEBWOI, man. Straight from Griffin, GA, man. Griffin, Georgia, stand up. I was signed to College Park Warner Asylum Records, man, back in the early 2000s. You may have heard me on Stand Up and Get Crunk with the Yin Yang Twins, with Your Heart Beat For with BG. Me and Lil Scrappy did a song called Never Be Nothing Like Me on DJ Khaled's first album. My music's been heard, at the Super Bowl with the New Orleans Saints, the whole Who Dat movement. Been on movies, had my songs on movies, Coach Carter, Crossover with Wayne Brady and Hot Sauce. Music's been featured on the Oprah Winfrey Show, Jay Leno Show, man. The list goes on, man. Can't forget about Soul Train. I'm one of the few that was able to perform on the stage of Soul Train, man, and got to rock the stage in 2005 for BET Spring Bling, man. So, yeah, that's me, man, in as short as I can, man. We're talking over 30-year history in the industry, man.
And let's give you a round of applause for those accomplishments, first of all. And let's talk about it. Let's because when we do a project premiere, it's about the music, and we don't have an extended conversation per se because we have to play the music, right? But I want to say this about longevity, and this is on the heels of as this is being recorded, just to timestamp it a little bit. No matter when you hear this, if you hear this after the fact on our podcast or you're watching it after the fact on YouTube or anything like that, just a timestamp when we're doing this. This is a couple of days after the latest BET Awards, and then Billboard came out with the with the news and it broke that none of the top charting songs this year was hip hop, and everybody's talking about why. Everybody's got their thesis and theories about why. And I just want to bring that up because we're talking about longevity, like people like you who've been doing this for a very long time, still putting out quality music. And we finna get into some of this music. This music is sliding. If you never heard of Homeboy, you in for a treat. All right? But let's just talk about what it takes to have longevity in the game right now in hip hop, because it seems like, I'm not gonna say every artist, y'all know we don't play those kind of games on K100 radio. We really break really good music. We understand what we are, but we're talking in general about the masses, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, don't bite my head off on the comments or anything. We're talking about the masses in general, about the quality of hip hop music that's been put out by this latter generation. And it seems that people are of the opinion of the music just ain't goddamn good no more, homeboy. The goddamn music ain't good.
Hey man,
it ain't good, and that's why we ain't charting.
Man?
That's why we not charting.
But you know what though, man? Like I hear that, but when you think about even pop music, it ain't no good either. But they still charting. When you think about country music, it ain't the same old country music either. So it's like, but I think the biggest thing is this. With us, we've always had to go above and beyond with our music. We've always had to stand out and have that trendsetter type music. But right now, everybody's riding the same wave. Nobody is bold enough to step out and just do something new. And for me, man, it's like, creating this project, I was like, bro, like, I'm not trying to catch the 22, 18-year-old crowd. I'm not trying to rap for my kids. I'm a grown man. I'm married,
Exactly.
So I'm like, I can make music for our age group people, talk about subject matter that relates to our age group people without sounding dated, without the music sounding like we made it back in 2000, but still give you something reminiscent of the quality that we had back then. So, that's where I was with it, man. And I'll be honest with you, like everybody that's listened to the project within our age group has said that, it's probably one of the best albums that they've heard or projects that they've heard this year.
Right. Exactly. And guess what? Even if you feel like, I never heard of Homeboy, right? If somebody's listening to this right now and we finna get into this music and they say, I never heard of him. Guess what? Even the quote unquote mainstream artist that has been getting a wide array of applause about his mainstream quote unquote album being the best album that's came out this year, which will be Killer Kill from the Ville, Killer Mike, the album Michael. Guess what? He owned this damn album. Yeah. So I don't want to hear y'all shit. The point is, I don't want to hear none of y'all shit today. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it I don't want to see it in the comments. I don't want to see it in the comments after we ain't done being live. We finna get ready to get into some good music. And it's very imperative that you guys understand what Homeboy just said. Homeboy is not making music to appease to his kids, because I got kids the same age as Homeboy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody who knows me and understands my background, understands what I do and who I am, I completely get it, boy. And that's and Homeboy, that's why I was gravitated to this project when I slid through. I didn't really sit and listen to the whole thing, because I was like, I'm gonna wait till the premiere. And I'm gonna really just get into it with him and I'm gonna listen to it. But I went through, of course, you gotta check the audio files and just make sure when you're doing the show, everything all right. You gotta make sure everything's straight, make sure everything playing, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sliding through it and I'm like, I slipped on the album. Cause it's been out. It's been out.
Yeah.
It's been out.
It's all good, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? It's been out. And yeah, I did. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I should have not heard the single though. I heard the single, and the one you got the video for. That I remember when you dropped the single and I saw the video. Of course, I was like, oh boy, that's Slide. The one featuring Killer Mike and a couple other dope MCs. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, that's Slide. I saw the video. So I remember when you dropped it, I did comment on your page when I saw that, but I didn't dive into the album. And I can just, in my defense, I'm a busy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I am. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro, look, man. Hey, man. No excuses, man. Like, bro, like, here's the thing, man. Like, I ain't even mad at that, because we got so much trash that's out. When you hear that one song, we're already programmed to be like, you know what? the album probably ain't got but maybe 2 or 3 songs that might be all right. So I'll just be cool with whatever they pushing for the single. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't tripping on you, bro.
Yeah. We having a real conversation right now before we get into this project premiere, because me and Homeboy are of the same ilk. I didn't get into the higher levels of the industry like Homeboy, but we're both artists first. You know what I'm saying? And we're both people who, we ended up doing, using our many talents to do other ventures and stuff like that. But we always come back home, Homeboy. We always come back home at some point. We always come back to what we really are, which are artists. And I'm in the middle of doing some stuff like right now that's putting me back to my roots. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to salute you before we get into it, bro. And I'm ready for people to hear this really dope music. And I hope that after we do this project premiere and we talk about these records and we really get in depth and talk about where your mind was, and, and the conception of each individual track, that people can really just really just lock in with it, because that's why we do this particular segment. Once we start playing the songs and we start talking about the music, like right now we having a conversation about stuff. But once we get into this, it becomes about the music, because I want people to just listen to the bars and I want to talk to you and dissect about, man, you know what I mean, your thought process and things like that on each individual song. And that's why we do this segment, because we want to give credence to the music. Not, the artists, we talk about all kinds of things, but we want to make sure you guys listening to the music, and we want the artists to talk about the music. And that's what the project premiere is on K100 Radio. So we getting ready to get into it right now.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yep. All right, you know the drill. Where is this?
K100, you bastards.
All right, and we're rocking with the homie Homeboy. All right, right here on K100 Radio. So, all right, Homeboy, we getting ready to start this thing, man. And hey, we're gonna go. We play it in the order. We play it in the order that the album is on purpose. Like we want the listening experience on the project premiere to mimic the actual project. So we start from, if you've never seen or heard one of these project premieres, we start with track 1 and we like go straight down. Right. That's so the way we play the songs is in the order that the artist, because nobody likes to talk about how difficult it is sometimes to pick the track order. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a process. Before we even start, man, talk about like the process of even picking the track order.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, man, like, I wasn't even gonna do music, bro. I wasn't even gonna do the music. My little brother, man, Lundy, Lamar Harvey, he's on the album too with me and Rico Verino. We were shooting a documentary. I wanted to do a documentary because I felt like the time of when we were at our peak doing music, we didn't get the same type of, we didn't get exploited like a lot of artists do now with social media. So he just kept pushing me, man. You gonna do some music, bro? You gonna do some music? And I'm like, yeah. So, we ended up doing music, but getting to the list and the process, I probably wrote with the album, man, probably about a good 3 weeks, just changing up songs and what flowed right. I was waiting on, me and DJ Toomp had some conversations, and he was trying to make it on the project, but he didn't make the timeline, man. And he's working on some stuff, and I'm going to be doing some stuff with him on his project when it drops. So I was waiting for Toomp. I kept waiting for Toomp, and then all of a sudden, man, one of the producers that I work with, a guy named Dazel the Machine, from he's part of D-Block's camp.
Okay.
And for those who don't know who D-Block, that's our Jadakiss and, the Locks. Like, he's a part of their camp. He's one of the producers for them. He reached out and he sent me the song, the last song on the project, Believe. He actually sent me the track for that. And I was like, okay, this is going to be song number 10. And this is going to be the ending of the album. And so I just, like I said, man, I just kind of rolled with it, trying to see what flowed better. I wanted to make sure that I gave people that roller coaster ride. I didn't want everything to be the same tempo. I wanted to sit you down for a minute, make you listen to me for a minute. But then at the same time, I wanted to pick you back up. I wanted to give you some love music. I wanted to give you some music that's going to make you think you're going back to the trap. So, I mean, like, bro, I wanted to give you some cookout music. I wanted to give you a little bit of everything, but do it in a manner to where it all flowed. And like I said, I just kind of rolled with it for 3 weeks and eventually got to that point.
Exactly. And I feel like, at the end of the day, that's the diversity. Before we even get into the music, like the diversity of what you just said, like going all around like you want it because people feel, you know what I'm saying, differently about everything. You know what I'm saying? People feel differently about people have different moods. And I feel like a lot of time, like when you listen to the music that's like a lot of the music that's out right now, and I'm really not trying to go at anybody's head. Like I'm not trying to be overcritical of new artists or anything like that. You feel what I'm saying? What I will say is the thing about it is a lot of it sounds like in the same vein. Like it's always the same vibe, and I miss albums from our era. You know, when you back in the day. And I don't want to make it seem like we just the old heads or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at the end of the day, we do got grown kids at this particular point in life. But hip hop is 50 years old, and so even though our kids are grown, we still all listen to the same genre of music. You feel what I'm saying? Like we all listen. Me and you and your kids and me and my kids listen to the same genre of music, even though it's a different vibe. It's the same genre, and it's 50 years old, and we just celebrated the 50 years of hip hop. You feel what I'm saying? Over on the BET Awards and a lot of other platforms. And so with that being said, before we even get into it, I like how you just broke down like you wanted to give them this and that mood and that mood. Because guess what? When you a grown man and you done did it all, you gonna have that.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? When you 20 something, you just stuck into being 20 something and you always lit. Because I don't know about you, homeboy. I was always lit in my 20s. Always lit. It was always turn up time.
Hey,
it was always crunk.
When I was 20 something, we was always crunk. So
right.
You know, we was always doing something to get crunk.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I got moods now. You know what I'm saying? I'm 40 something years old and I got moods where I don't want to up with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I want to sit at home and do nothing. I want to chill. You know what I'm saying? I got moods where I want to go out, but I don't want to go out. I got, you know what I'm saying? It's relationships have come and gone, and we understand a lot. And so, we've come full circle as grown men. So our music should reflect that at this age. And that's the whole point. Everybody needs to understand. Like you said, you make music for people in our age range. And so I just need everybody to understand that even though hip hop is one genre, we've got 3 generations. Three solid generations of people that's been creating it. 3, not 2, not 1. We've got 3 full generations, and really a 4th one on the rise right now. If you know how to break down generations by years, we've got 3 full generations of hip hop and a 4th one involved in it right now. Now I don't know how that 4th one gonna come out. I don't know what they're gonna do, homeboy. I'm worried about them. I'm worried about them from a musical perspective. I'm worried about them, but we're gonna find out. All right. So you ready to get into this music, bro? Let's get into the music, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, let's get into it, my bro.
All right, so I'm glad you guys been rocking with us again. This is K100 Radio. I'm your host, Blizzum, and this is another project premiere. We are rocking with Homeboy, all right? And the name of this album is called How to Tame An Elephant. And I got the artwork on the screen right now because I want you to see the artwork. Before we start, talk to me about this artwork. Well, talk to me about the title, bro. Like, How to Tame An Elephant? I ain't gonna lie, I was like, oh, what are we talking about here? Before I even started before I got into it. What does that mean?
So for those that don't know, man, like the way they tame elephants is they take them when they're young. They'll take razor blades and solder them into the chains, and they'll put them around the baby elephant's leg. And so basically, you know, when they try to move, it cuts into their leg, and over time they get conditioned to feel like if I move, it's gonna hurt. So that's why you can see big, strong elephants at the circus tied up with a little rope, and they don't even try to get away. They won't even move. They don't feel like they can because they've gone through the pain. So from a psychological perspective, they've been conditioned. As artists, and I won't even get into black people and how we've been conditioned. So I'm just gonna stick with the music for the night. You know, it's a whole deep story, but like, as an artist, we are conditioned as well. I know coming up, I was always told before I got a record deal, the first deal you get ain't gonna be the best deal. You know, just kind of take what you can. You know, as long as it ain't the worst deal. But you know, until you really prove yourself, you don't really have any negotiation power. So you hear that, and you get conditioned to feel like, okay, well, if they offer me this record deal, I'm just gonna take the best one, not knowing that you still have negotiation power. And the way I look at that is this: now that I understand business, I'm not flying you, your manager, your attorney, and possibly whatever person, CEO or whatever needs to come with you multiple times to come meet with me if I don't feel like I can make bukus of money off of you. With that being said, you always have negotiation power. You always have negotiation power. If you've done enough for labels to call you and fly you out, you have negotiation power. But I ain't had nobody to tell me that. So because of that, made some bad decisions or some decisions. I won't necessarily call them bad, but I've made some decisions earlier in my career that I probably, knowing what I know now, probably wouldn't have made or would have made them a whole total different way.
Yeah, those are called uninformed. Homeboy, those are, I don't want to cut you off, but those are called uninformed decisions, and it's okay to make those in life. It's the informed dumb decisions that people need to be called to the carpet on. But when you make an uninformed bad decision, you just didn't have the information at the time, so you made the decision based on the information that you had. So yeah, that's just an uninformed decision.
Right.
But continue. Go ahead.
So yeah, man. So in a nutshell, that's why I chose How to Tame an Elephant. And when you look, when you listen to the project, it takes you through a journey of a lot of real shit. Like a lot of grown folk stuff is going to be talked about throughout this whole project, man. So I only felt like it was only right to give the title of the album something that actually made sense. And so I made a documentary too that just made it to Amazon Prime and Tubi, entitled How to Tame an Elephant as well. And so I take people through the journey of me as a man, how I grew up, how I got into music. I'm in tech now, how I transitioned over into tech and in the whole 9 yards. So when you get a chance, man, check that out too. But this is a soundtrack to the actual documentary.
Aha. Also something I did not know until right now. All right.
Yeah.
All right. And so, all right, let's get into the music, man, because we only got a time slot. And here's the thing, like, okay, so let me put this disclaimer to anybody who's watching this live right now. Two things. First and foremost, you need to be watching on our YouTube channel. And I say this because if you're watching, we're live right now on Instagram and Twitch, and we're live on Facebook and stuff like that. The reason why I say if you really want to dive into this with us and don't want to lose your place, I tell you to go to our YouTube page, which is, if you just go into YouTube and type at K100 Radio, you'll find it real quick. You'll see the live is live right now. I tell you people that's watching this live right now, because I see people are watching it and people have, said things. Jump on our YouTube channel, because once we start playing this music, you know how meta is. You know how they are. Sometimes they cut us off because we ain't versus. You know what I'm saying? So when we start playing music, sometimes they tend to they cut our feed off or whatever. YouTube never does. YouTube plays it high quality, never skips a beat. So we always encourage people who really rock with our live streams and our live interviews and our live shows, please subscribe to the K100 Radio YouTube channel, and please go over there right now. And I can still see your comments and everything. If you want to leave any comments or whatever, please go to the YouTube channel. Also, I want to reiterate and emphasize that once we get into this, and you really rock with Homeboy, you can actually call us up. I'm gonna type the phone number. It's literally going across the bottom of the screen, so I shouldn't have to do it, but I will. 516-387-1523. If you want to leave any comments or any commentary about the album, about it, and you want to come on the air live with me and Homeboy, and you just want to say, yo, I'm rocking with it, like I love that song, I love the album. If you just really want to talk to us live while we're on the air on K100 Radio, 516-387-1523. The number will, if you can't remember that, it will literally be scrolling across the bottom of the screen on this live if you're watching it. All right, 516-387-1523. You're welcome to call in. We let people call in to our switchboard, and we answer the calls on this project premiere, because we wanted to get the people to talk to us. If you're feeling the song, if you really rock with Homeboy and you love this album, please call in. It always sounds so dope on our podcasts and on our live streams and on our replays when people call in and show love. So if you're really rocking with the Homeboy, please call in 516-387-1523. It's scrolling across the screen right now. All right. So call the switchboard and be patient, and I'll come to your call. All right. That's it. We've said everything we need to say before we get into this project, Homeboy. We've done everything. We've covered it all. We've covered the why. We talked about the album. We talked about the cover, why it's named that, everything. Now, time for the music. You ready, my dog? You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Track number one, the intro, the title track, How to Tame an Elephant. Give me the segue, what we getting ready to get into, and I'm going to punch play.
Okay. Yeah, man. So this is How to Tame an Elephant, featuring the Dungeon Family's own Big Rube, and let's go ahead and kick this thing off, man. Like this gonna take y'all back to the Outkast days when Cass was in their prime. So I want y'all to hear my big homie break this thing down and let y'all know about Taming the Elephant.
Of course you'd have Big Rube on it. Of course. K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, you already know what it is. Big Rube, ATL, SWAT Zone 4. Homeboy, How to Tame an Elephant. The way you tame an elephant ain't to lock him in chains. Beat him till he's broken, done been drove insane. Displace him from his home, from all he's ever known. Erase the smallest trace of what made him stand alone. Make freedom so faint and distant it seems forever gone. Beat him till he's blistered, twisted, blood and bone. Deprive him of his language, faith and take his songs. Fill his heart with fear and teach him he's inferior. Bleed him of his joy for suffering and pain and fill his spirit. But now remove the shackles, not because he's tame. Because where freedom once shined, a slave's shadow remains. But somehow there's still a spark within that might be ignited. The chance still lives on for wrongs to be righted. The ignorance of savagery becomes irrelevant. Can't make slaves out of kings. You can't even tame an elephant.
God, I promise if you just let me.
No audio.
Yeah, I got it right now. Here we go. Here it is right now. I got it. I got it back on the audio. Okay, here we go. All right, my bad. my bad. All right. I don't know why the audio even cut off. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't know why it cut off. Probably because I was playing music. All right, anyway, we got the audio back on. My bad. All right, so, all right, homeboy. Here we go. All right, so that was real reminiscent right there with Big Rube. You feel what I'm saying? Like, listening to him, I was telling people when I want to just backtrack on what I was just saying. Like, okay, I felt like I was about to get into some Outkast. When you know when you hear, or maybe Goody Mob or something. You know what I'm saying? When you hear Big Rube, and you know what I'm saying, you be like, what am I about to hear? Andre 3000 verse? You know what I'm saying? But Andre, I don't know if Andre got an album coming out or not. I don't know. Killer Kill said he said Killer Kill said he's like, I was just playing with y'all. They don't know if we coming out or not. But anyway,
yeah,
it put you in that. It put you in that vein.
Man, I think Killer Kill probably let something go a little early, and Dre wasn't ready for let the world know. You know,
it don't matter. They're gonna react the same way if that boy drop an album where everybody knows what's gonna happen. Everybody's gonna listen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man.
That's what's gonna happen.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Talk about real quick, because with Big Rube being on it, and talk about being from like. You know, I know you say I know you're from Griffin and you're not actually from Atlanta, but your grind, you were signed to College Park, so basically your grind came through the Atlanta portal. You feel what I'm saying? And you came up through an era when they was really popping. Talk to me real briefly about what it was like to just be in that era and working with people, like establishing these friendships that allow you to get people like Rube and Killer Mike and people like that on the album, like, you know what I mean? Because that's all from networking, and that's just all, you know, long-standing friendships, keeping your face good in the game. I understand all that, but some people don't. Talk about what it was like, you know what I mean, being in that era and still having those relationships right now.
Man, it's funny, man. Like I was actually, so I've actually had 3 record deals, you know, throughout my lifetime. The first one was with a group that I had, you know, back in you know, in the late 90s. But then after that, I got a record deal with this guy named Carlos Glover, who had a record label called Mirror Image Records. And lo and behold, Lil Jon was actually signed to Mirror Image when he put out his first album, that Who You With, Get Crunk, Who You With. So I was able to, as a whippersnapper, basically at like 18, 19, be able to do shows with Lil Jon, who was also cool with Too Short, who was also cool with Pimp C. So a lot of these people I was able to actually meet, you know, in person, like by being on that label. Now, fast forward a little bit, one of my first cousins, Rooster, who was actually also on the album, is an original member of the Addict Crew, which is almost like cousin, like, click to the Dungeon Family. And so I came up with, you know, Pretty Ken and Big Floaty, Playboy Trey, Bohagen. Like, that's how I met them.
It's crazy because you be naming
my cousin Rooster.
You be naming names of some of the. I don't know all of these cats, but some of these cats I have came across in my grind, and this is like it'd be crazy when you meet people who came across that particular lane in that grind, and you talk about some of the names, even some of the names you're naming right now. You know what I'm saying? Like dope producers and dope artists who never even got to that certain particular superstar level either, that I still know that's dope. And it's just crazy how the relationships and how it all goes down, man. Sometimes that's a conversation. We ain't got enough time to have that conversation on the air. We really don't. We really don't. We got to get back to this music. But go ahead and finish, fam. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. But like, dude, so like coming up, you know, under my big cousin, and you know, everybody just knew me as Rooster's little cousin for a while. And then once I, you know, I made a song called "Give Me a Break" that got the ear of Mr. Collie Park, who was, you know, we call him Smurf. So DJ Smurf, you know, heard the song from my manager at the time, Big XL. Shout out to Big XL and Riding Dirty Radio as well. So, you know, he was my manager. He let he met DJ Smurf hear the song "Give Me a Break," and from there, man, like it's been on and popping. Like I did Soul Train as an unsigned artist with the song "Stand Up and Get Crunk" with the Yin Yang Twins as a means of, hey Smurf, if you can put me on TV and you can put me on the radio, I'll find the deal. You know what I'm saying? And so that was his way of saying I can do what I say I can do. And so, you know, yeah, man. So that's how it began.
And I don't even know, because we gotta get we want to focus on the music so bad. It's like your backstory is so crazy. I don't even know how we're gonna get through this in 2 hours. I don't. Good luck to us. I don't know how we're gonna do it, because I'm gonna keep having these breaks, and we're gonna keep talking about all of this history and stuff. You feel what I'm saying? All right, but we gotta keep pushing.
Man.
Track number 2. We had Big Rube on the first one. All right, track number 2. Church, not with an R. It's Church. CHUU.
No, it's actually throw a bag. Throw a bag is actually number 2.
Oh, it is. What? Well, I'm playing them the way you numbered them.
Yeah.
Hold on. So okay.
Throw a bag. Never change. All my love. Then Church.
Okay, you got to tell me, because I got them in the order that's numbered. the way the MP3s was.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, so you tell me what's next.
Yeah, it's Throw a Bag.
Okay, Throw a Bag is next, not Church. All right. So we got Throw a Bag. All right. So from now on, I'm just gonna ask you what's next, but give it to me the same way the album is in order. All right. So all right. So this is Throw a Bag. Tell me about Throw a Bag.
Yeah, man. So again, Days of the Machine, D-Block producer.
Okay.
His little cousin name is Dice Payne, who's also been on a few of Jadakiss's and the Locks tracks. And I met him through another producer, a good friend of mine named Phantom. We locked in, man. He came to Georgia. We played some tracks. They played this track, and it had the sample from Gangstar, the Mass Appeal, and I was like, bro, let's do something with this, because I feel like this is not only going to get the South, not only going to have something that women will probably dance to, but it's also going to make New York stand up and have something that they can be like proud of, and it's going to be like a New York Southern connection, almost like what Cass and Raekwon them did on Skew and on the Barbie. And so that's how we came up with this song.
Another monumental. And it's why do we? It's so crazy how stuff be happening. Because again, before I hit play, let me timestamp this shit again.
K100, you bastards.
And we just had Billboard's greatest rap group come out. On top of all of this shit that we got going on with the BET Awards and everybody criticizing, Patti LaBelle missing lyrics, girls talking about their booty holes, all kind of crazy stuff in front of the preacher. It was crazy. BET was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. But it went down. And of course, we mentioned another Billboard issue with No Rap being the top charting song for the first time and since rap started coming out, since rap took over. But also, hip hop group top 20 list came out. Outkast made number 1. Wu-Tang Clan made number 2. A lot of people in New York is upset because first of all, I feel like a lot of them are like, first of all, Outkast ain't a group, it's a duo, and they need to differentiate. Some people like, when you look up the word group, it's a gathering of 2 people or more, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, it's a long story, we're not gonna get into it. But the point is, it's crazy that you mentioned that because out of all the time, and we know hip hop, we know when it comes to hip hop, Billboard is not the litmus test. Billboard is not the end all be all when it comes to like how people really feel about hip hop. We know they lists are trash generally, but however, we're just gonna reference that because we're gonna timestamp when that list literally just came out like 2 days ago as we're doing this interview live right now. And he just mentioned the way that his inspiration, and he mentioned Skewed on the Barbie, which was for me when that came out, and I heard when I looked at the cover and I saw Raekwon was on a song back in the day before I even heard that, I skipped everything and was like, I skipped straight to Skewed on the Barbie. Like, how the hell is this gonna work with the chef? I had already heard the singles, of course, the ones that had been on the radio. But when I got the whole album, because I used to buy albums back then, and I was actually an Outkast fan. Outkast, admittedly, I tell people all the time, Outkast was one of the people that inspired me to feel like as an artist I could come out of the South, and it was one of the people that I said that shit is dope. I know people in the South can do it. Like I remember that whole Source Award. I remember all that. That was an inspiration for me. So they really was like a spark in me to make me actually start being an artist. So I remember when I bought that album, I said, and I looked on, and I was like, oh shit, Raekwon. You know what I'm saying? I hurried up and listened to that record. Yeah. So it's dope that you mention it on the heels of all that, and just all of this stuff is just wild, interesting conversations. You know what I'm saying? That you have when you break down these songs and stuff. So let's get to it. This is Throw a Bag. All right? K100 Radio. I am your host, Blizzum. This is the homie Homeboy. This is the project premiere. Let's check this next record out, man. This one is called Throw a Bag. You dig?
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yes, that, wait. Okay, Versace on me like a boss lit. Okay, them diamonds on water like a faucet. Okay, the whole squad with me and we all lit. And if you ask about them pieces, man, they all hit. Throw bag, I'ma throw it. Throw bag, here you go. Throw bag, watch me throw it. Throw bag, here you go.
I got it. Live in person, see that you've been rehearsing. Can tell by the way you're twerking. Keep doing that shit, it's working. Got my attention, I see it and notice that you've been flirting. But you do it on a dick and I might just buy you a Birkin. Body on 10, you and your friend. My pockets are never on thin. Got it to spin, I make it rain. What is your name? Tell me again. When bottle pop, you want a freak? Let us begin. Play by play, swing my way. Head bar, hey baby, make my day. Get it, girl, have your way. Feed your face, break
diamonds on water like a faucet. Okay, the whole squad with me and we all lit. And if you ask about them pieces, man, they all hit. Throw back, I'ma throw it. Throw back, here you go. Throw back, watch me throw it. Throw back, here you go.
I led the conversation, she wanna walk about it. She saw the beans, now the helper wanna talk about it. She went to fumble in the bag and got caught, I got it. Gave her the energy and now she wanna talk about it. Please, no degrees, all on me like fleas. Nothing to offer, but you can get down on your knees. Bless you, my darling, but I cannot hand you the keys. No more talking, why don't you need G's? Look, honey, no, I'm not a dummy. I'm trying to find a woman that can match my money. You only want the bag and that cannot get from me. Want me for the benefits, well, ain't that funny?
Okay, Versace want me like a boss. Okay, them diamonds on water like a faucet. Okay, the whole squad with me and we all lit. And if you ask about them pieces, man, they all hit. Throw back, I'ma throw it. Throw back, here you go. Throw back, watch me throw it. Throw back, here you go. Okay, Versace want me like a boss. Okay, them diamonds on water like a faucet. Okay, the whole squad with me and we all lit. And if you ask about them pieces, man, they all hit. Throw back, I'ma throw it.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
All right.
K100, you bastards.
K100 Radio, I'm your host, Blizzum. This is Illa Kill. This is our live music review show, man. I mean, no. I said Illa Kill. I'm so used to doing my show. I don't even do these project premieres nowhere near enough. I just went to my music review show. This is not that. This is a project premiere. I'm so used to doing my main show, the review show. That's why we need to do way more of these. This is a project premiere, and we're rocking out with the homie Homeboy. I just messed that up live on the air. That is so crazy. But anyway. All right. But that's what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? All right. And that was Throw a Bag. All right. And that was track number 2 on the album. We get ready to get into track number 3, which is what, Homeboy?
Never Change featuring Killer Mike, Tex James, and Dice Payne again.
All right, and we got the video for this one because you had a really dope animated video for this one. And let's talk about that because when I start playing this one, now if you're listening on the broadcast, you'll be able to still hear the music. If you're watching on the social media pages, on the live streams and stuff, you'll actually be able to see the video. We're going to have the video come across the screen. All right, so just remember that if you're listening on the broadcast, if you're listening on K100radio.com, or if you're listening on our mobile app or TuneIn Radio, we appreciate you, and the song will be able to still be heard. But for the people that are watching on the live streams, they'll be able to see the video. So let's talk about that one because this was the first single, and this was the one that I did actually hear when you first dropped it and you was promoting it, and we connected on social media. And I went over there and I watched it and I heard it. I was like, woo! This thing slide, my boy. You know what I'm saying? But I should have listened to the whole album, but I didn't. But now I am, and I'm already feeling everything that we heard. But tell me about Never Change, man. How did that come about? How'd you get all these people, to collaborate with you and make this record happen? And we'll go into it.
Yeah, man. So this one I'm gonna speed it up, but there's some history with this one. When I was first signed with Mr. Collie Park, I had a mixtape out, and he introduced me and Killer Mike. I had went to Purple Ribbon Studios, sat down with Killer Mike. We listened to my whole mixtape at that time. Killer was like, "Hey, bro, nigga, you can rap. Like, you can rap. He said, I fuck with you, man." So, since then, me and Mike been cool. Mm-hmm. I did a song with my cousin Rooster called Back to the Streets, and it had Tex James on the hook originally. Uh-huh. But Mr. Collie Park heard it because my cousin Rooster wasn't signed to Collie Park. He took Rooster off. Killer Mike ended up with a verse on it. Tex James ended up with a verse on it. Mm-hmm. And so when they turned the new version into the label was like it lost the little cachet that it had, with them adding the other people on it. So we never used the song. Mm. So I, again, years later, met up with Killer Mike again at the Attic Crew 20-year reunion about, I guess, 3-4 years ago. Uh-huh. And he was, "Hey, man, I bet you still don't have that beat to the Taxi sample that you sampled." I'm like, "Yeah, I still got it." He was like, "Send it to me." So, man, it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. Mike calling me like, "Man, you ain't sent the record yet." So I sent it to him, but then I was like, "Man, I need a favor." I'm like, "The verse that we did a while back ago, can I use that?" He's like, "Man, Yeah, use it, bro. Like, put it out. So I ended up remaking a whole new song, getting Tex James to come right back up. We did a whole new hook with Dice Payne on it, and I went ahead and I replayed all of the stuff that you hear from the Al Green records. I actually had my homie Mr. Chuck came in, played bass. I had him also play the lead guitar. I played the organs, and I did all the other, drum programming and stuff in the strings, and that's how we came up with this record. So here it is, Never Change, featuring Killer Mike, King Tex James, Dice Payne, produced by yours truly, Homeboy.
There is nothing else left for me to say. K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
All right. Let me get the Never Change up. Hold on a second, y'all.
Back to tech, prepare home, Thomas be a mechanic.
Hold on.
Forever holla.
We're going to start it over from the top. Hold up. We got to start that from the top. Hold on. All right, yeah. Here we go. Let's get into it. Yeah.
Back to tech, repair home, Thomas be a mechanic. Forever holla East Lake, broke rock, red oak, what it is. And what it is that immaculate, dirty South Southern shit. Last night I was trapping white, but this right here is butter bean. Busting out my jeans, got a bomber dying size of butter bean. Plus green, hydrocodone, methamphetamines, other things. Dope men and dope boys I employ for real. Got a Nick spot that move more rocks than Paul Wall's greed. My dime spot about to drop top wood flows, woman on greed. Don't name drop, let a real car connoisseur show you what it is. Hey, CEO of the streets, grind time, rap game, killer man. If I gotta go back, still whipping cane, shit'll never change.
I still be working, I still be hustling, yeah. I still be grinding, like I ain't got nothing here. Got me like ooh, that's what I do, that's what I do. Things will never change, things will never change, never change, never change.
I trap, you trap, we slang them perks, that salt, that gas, propane. We be riding leather with the wood, paint wet, now they wanna steal it. She suck a dick up till she hiccup in the pickup, let you fill up just so she can feel it. From the grip tying up the Ellen Wood, back to far parts hitting pretty. To the water boys getting money, to the stripper shaking ass in the city. Used to flood a pocket full of money with the heater, asking what it hit for. At the bando, pull a kick though, now they make play with the crypto. Richer than I ever been with a pad and pen, I create a slick flow. Don't play no game with my wife and kid, watch me turn this bitch into a shit show. Coming at me, shout to sit yo, ass on the pine, maintain. Caught the roller, you with plain Jane. I'm hoping that this shit would never change.
I still be working, I still be hustling, yeah. I still be grinding, like I ain't got nothing here. Got me like ooh, that's what I do, that's what I do. Things will never change, things will never change, never change, never change.
I remember Cadillacs back to back, sitting on the Ave in the Mac. Nobody knew about the weed, nobody knew about the crack. Then the cap gang came, niggas start being lame, wearing money on their arms with the itty bitty change. Ain't shit change, nigga do anything for the chain. Like first thing, about the money they don't play no game. From the scammers to the Bitcoin to the crypto to the NFT. No rules, no law, they gon' talk if they get caught. We should take them back to the street, back to the block where the shit started at. Back to the streets, back to the block, back to the reefer nigga, back to slinging rocks, back to $100 slams. Wish it was a cookie. Back to running from the cops like a first driver.
I still be working, I still be hustling, yeah. I still be grinding, like I ain't got nothing here. Got me like ooh, that's what I do, that's what I do. Things will never change. Things will never change, never change, never change.
All right. K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Wow. This is a project premiere. I wish I won't mess that up again for the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? With the homeboy. I won't do that twice. This is the project premiere with the homeboy, man. And that was Never Changed, man. And that was a really dope record. I remember when I first saw that joint and you first shared it on social media, and I was like, oh, let me check out what's going on with the homie got right here. And I was like looking, I was like, oh, it's an animated joint. Let me check it out. And I was like, oh, everybody snapped. The hook was riding, the production, everything about that was dope, man. And what made you even want to go with, like, I know you told me about the way you had to kind of put it together, kind of like, you know, things that you had to kind of go back and remake and everything wasn't like recorded fresh on the spot, and that's cool. But then again, I think the genius in all of it was when you watch the visual, it's like, okay, we can work around all that. It's like you really had to work you did a lot to make that song and video happen. Like you was like, okay, can't get this person to be here, can't get this new whatever, but we gonna deconstruct the old record that we should have had that the label didn't like and College Park and blah blah all that. But you know what? It's like I fucking love this record and I am going to finally get it actually done. Like, do you understand the level of tenacity that you have to have as an individual and an artist to sit back and go through all that just to be like, I'm still gonna do this song because that's how much I love this record. Like, seriously, bro, for real.
Yeah.
For real. Like, yeah. You know what I mean? I gotta salute you on that, fam. But I like the visual and I like how everything turned out. So let's get into the next record. What's next?
Yeah, so the next record is All My Love. And so basically, man, I reached out to my partner, Playboy Trey. You know, we go way back, man. And I was like, Trey, I want to pull you out of retirement, man. I got this one record that I think you're going to love. I said, I don't hear but only two people on this record. You and Rick Ross. And I'm like, man, I can't afford Rick Ross. So and he was like, bro, only for you. He said, only two people can make me get out and rap again. He said, you and Tupac. And Tupac dead. He said, so this is going to be the last time that I do anything musically. I was like, bro, I appreciate it. And so what I did originally was I went and I replayed Luther Vandross's Never Too Much. I'm talking about, I went and got guitar players. I went and did the whole nine. Tried to get the sample, get the interpolation cleared. And Sony said no. They just said no. They didn't give me a reason or nothing. So I was like, damn, what am I going to do? Like, the song is tight. I can't just throw this whole song away just because of this one, this one issue. So what I had to do, reach back in the producer's bag and come back up with something totally different that still felt like cookout music. Because, man, I was like, man, I need something that's going to stand the test of time when people are doing the bus stop, when they're doing the electric slide. I want to give somebody something that they can still dance to and just groove to at a cookout. We grown folks. So from time to time, we going to go to the cookout. We going to, people going to drink. They going to want to hit the floor a little bit. So I was like, let me give us something for that. And this is what I came up with. All My Love. And, hey, man, most of the time when you go to the cookout now, at our age, you're going with your girlfriend or you're going with your wife.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make it, something that we can all relate to from that perspective.
And I just want to point out that you a better man than me because I would have just played that shit and wouldn't even X on it. Then get it how you get it in blood, nigga. Get it in blood, Sony. Get it in blood. Homeboy, All My Love, featuring the Playboy Trey, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
To me, every minute, every second to me. Just keep it real with me, Trey. It's all that she begging for me, and tell the truth when you step into me. So like some brand new kicks, her heart I don't need the scuff. Got a queen in my deck, I don't need the bluff. Little freak winking at me like I need the touch. I got a wife, little mama, I don't need the fuck. It's just us that my mind on. We a couple kids in where the time gone. Me and you are just the world, that's what I'm on. And I do anything to watch you get your shine on. And it's never too much, never too much. I'm from the east, west side is what you threw up. We were young when we met, now we grew up. And I was on some true shit, now that's true love.
You make my heart unbreakable. When we touch it feels so magical. Your love, never too much, never too much, never too much, never too much. I feel it when you
stressing, no need to create it. Do life with no mess, came up with so less. Play dice, I play chess, I'm blessed beyond blessed, my God. Even when the times are hard, I came through unscarred. Every obstacle thrown my way, no, not today, mischarged. I don't need no broad, untouchable, listen, I'm good. No feel, stay clear when I'm in the hood. Jelly bean shaped being with leather and wood. Immaculate living the truest. Middle fingers to any groupies that should have blew us. Call cap on anybody that say they knew us. Me and the misses on the island sky is the bluest. Lights, camera, stars above. On the comment, sending all my love.
You make my heart unbreakable. The touch, it feels so magical. Never too much, never too much. Never too much, never too much. I feel it when you're not around. Can't wait until the sun goes down. 'Cause ooh, baby, I'm gonna give you all my love. Ooh, and I wanna thank you. Cause you bring the sunshine.
It's going down. Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio.
Oh, hey, yeah, yeah.
You
Barbecue
are tuned
music.
to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Somebody was amused by the fact that I said get it in blood. I meant that shit. Sony ain't stopping that. What you going?
Man, and
I tell you what.
I got to give a shout out to my homegirl Bloom, man.
Yeah,
Bloom is who's singing on that hook, man. I actually got her on another song too. So yeah, man, I gotta make sure that I shout out Bloom.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let him sue me and get it on the back end. We're gonna do it on the back end. Get it on the back end. Cause guess what? Cause you know, I've always played like that. I've played it reckless as an indie. I have played it reckless as an independent artist. I be sampling some shit, but yeah, you know what? If it blows up, because we understand how these things. Now you had record deals and stuff, homeboy, and I've been a true indie. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never actually had the actual deal. I had the one deal, turned it down. Probably was a mistake, but hey, we're not gonna talk about that right now. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? The point is, you know what I'm saying? The point is, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I never had the machine behind me. So when I was putting music out, I was like, that shit jam, run it. The producer be like, you want to clear the sample? Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Get it in blood. You know what I'm saying? If it blow up, because out of all these songs and shit, I'd be like, if it blow up, then if they sue me, I'd be like, oh, my bad. I owe y'all some money here. Come and get it. You know what I'm saying? We'll worry about that later. You know what I'm saying? We got a hit record at this point. We'll let y'all get that back because whatever comes with it. But
absolutely.
Yeah, you know, that's always been my motto. That listen, kids, people watching, young people in the industry, do not listen to me. I just don't give a shit. But do it the way Homeboy did it. Do it the way Homeboy did it. Try to get it, and then they tell you no, that you figure something out. Do it that way. That is the correct, proper way to do things. I just don't give a damn. But anyway, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
All right, so that's probably why Meta be always and they be shutting down my lives. Like, we're gonna show you. You think you do what you want to do on K100. Hey man, I never played music that people didn't want me to play though. That's also true on the broadcast. All right, so let's go to the next one, homeboy. What's next?
Yeah, so next is Church.
All right, now
and so, man, I wanted to put a record out there that, you know, that we can start talking about some content, man. We got a lot of stuff going on right now, and I just felt like I needed a record that was going to allow me to start speaking about, you know, just community, where we are as a community, and just kind of what we are as, you know, as a people right now. And so, you know, Church, I brought my cousin Rooster in, who has the first verse. Originally, I had a verse from Bohagen on this one, but his verse didn't. After Rooster did what he did, Hagen's verse didn't really quite fit the mold. So I didn't want to force it and just kind of force him on it. So we kind of kept him off, but I still kept him in the actual documentary. So, you know, I still wanted to make sure he got a look. But yeah, Church is actually produced by me as well. And yeah, I think this is that public service announcement.
All right, let's get into it, man. Church, K100 Radio. This is the project premiere. We rocking out with the homie right here, Homeboy. And we're doing the project premiere for his album right now. How to Tame an Elephant. If you missed the explanation about why it's named How to Tame an Elephant, he broke that shit all the way down. I learned something like I felt like I was in was it science class or I don't know. What's the class where you what's the class where you dissect animals and shit? I don't know. He gave me a whole breakdown. Yeah, biology. Yes, that's the one. I obviously failed at. K100 Radio. This is Homeboy Church.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Wanna take a dip in the spinach cheese, can be an artist that choke. A midlife crisis is a grown-ass man that don't vote. We the people have lost hope to a system that remain broke. Social media raising these children as if we didn't know. Yet I grown-ass condoning this shit with every like of a post. Going live in the club, you and your folk get turned up, hoes shaking and twerking. I expect these children to grow. Plus now they feel some kind of way when we label them gay. With their pants falling off their ass, how they expect us to say, I don't know, is it me or is it just safe to say female and male clothing have way too much in common these days? Can't just turn the other cheek, don't just walk away, cause it's your G and Z got our elderly terrified today. And the blame's on you and me, cause these are our seeds. We'll nourish them properly, shit, they're turning to weeds. Very well may cause them to fail, they raising themselves, but soon as they get caught up, you Viola Davis, aid to help. Mama bitch, stop saving me, look how I turned out to be. Oh, he'll live if he bump his head a little bit, get a scrape on his knee. Child, cut him loose, let him be. Man, kick his ass out my tree. How he ever gonna become a man if I keep my titty in his teeth? Dropping dead like flies is too metaphoric for me. But we lose babies every night, man, to that same sad ass reality.
Fully depleted of giving a fuck. Looking for a hand, I come at me scheming, you're pressing your luck. Just cause I'm humble, that don't mean that I'm stupid as fuck. I guess y'all really think I'm green is incredible, huh? That's some terrible luck. I've got blessings up on blessings, I've got everything I need. You can leave me in the desert, I come back with a breeze. Look like crabs in the bucket, hold me back. If you please, look him black on black. Hey, that's one hell of a disease. They say Coach Brown selling out, that's some bitch. But you got niggas in Mississippi, ain't did shit. I tell them check your behavior, stop looking for savior. Start a business, buy some property, I stack up your paper. Hell away from them haters, them snitches and traitors, them snakes and them violators will only forsake you. Stay loyal and focused no matter how long they take you. You must take care of your family, then go holler at your players and tell them shush.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
K100, you bastard. K100 Radio. How to Tame an Elephant. This is the project premiere. Over here on K100 Radio, we rocking out with the homie HOMEBWOI. HOMEBWOI. At this point,
Yes,
HOMEBWOI,
sir.
I'm not even all the way through the album, and at this point, I gotta tell you, I feel a kind of way because I feel like I wanted to be on the album now. I do. I feel like
Hey,
I
man,
feel like
we
I wanted to
still
be on the
need to make
album at this
something
point.
happen, though, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I should have. I don't know. I feel like I should have been on this. I don't know. I just feel it. I don't know. I feel like that right now. I got to tell you right now. All right, K100 Radio. I'm your host, Blizzum. This is the project premiere with the homie HOMEBWOI. And we listening to his whole album. Like I said, the name of the album is How to Tame an Elephant. And if you missed like that breakdown, we just in a nutshell, in a very short version, he talked about why. I asked him why did he name it How to Tame an Elephant, in case you may be just jumping on the interview. And he broke down about how they train elephants in the circus and how they basically tortured them like slaves and whipped them into submission, and which is the reason why, you know, it's a play on, you know, whipping people's mind into, you know, what you're about to get into, and also us as a people, and it was a lot. He broke it down. So if you missed any part of this interview, always remember you can go watch it on our YouTube channel. You can also listen to it on our Spotify podcast. All right. Go back into the very beginning of the interview when we start talking and we having a frank conversation about stuff before we even start playing the music. We just chopping it up, and he breaks down exactly, you know, what How to Tame an Elephant really means. And because I wanted to know myself, I was like, out of all the things he could have named this album, what the F? What the fuck? WTF? You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, what? But he broke it down for me, and now it makes now I feel like I flunked a couple classes that I wasn't paying attention. You know what I'm saying? He got all deep on me, and I was like,
yeah.
But I love it though. I love it. All right, what's next, homie? What's next?
Yeah, so next we got From Pain to Gold.
From Pain to Gold. Tell me about this.
Yeah, so From Pain to Gold, So when 4 Eyes, for those that don't know 4 Eyes, man,
Nigga, you got
should
everybody
know
on the
4
album.
Eyes. 4 Eyes is
Hold up.
Yeah.
You got everybody
Yeah.
on the goddamn album. Bruh, every time you
man.
every
But it's
time you
history,
name
though,
a
man.
name, I just
These
start
are- everybody.
getting in my feels, nigga. You got everybody on the album. I didn't even because when you sent me the files and I told you this is my first. I'm listening to the album the first time with you right now. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, bruh, it doesn't say feature nobody. Just I'm looking at the playlist and now you telling me everybody that's on it. And I'm like, this nigga got everybody on the album. Everybody. All right, keep going. I had to say that out loud. Go ahead.
Yeah, but man, me and 4 Eyes, man, when 4 Eyes first came to Georgia, when he was, rolling with Luda, real strong.
Right.
Me and him actually did a song together, man, that ended up being the B-side of one of the records that he ended up using, when he was, doing his thing, riding around trying to get the deals and stuff. And so, my cousin, King of Spades, K Spades, who used to be in a local rap group with me, he was also featured on that song. And so I was like, man, it'll be dope all these years later to see what we still sound like together as a team. And so that's how I chose who was going to be on the record. But the record itself was done during the lockdown of COVID. And it was like, I didn't have anything to do. I was trying to figure out how to get back into this music thing. And so, by doing a little research online, I met up with a lot of different actual musicians. So the strings that you hear are actually played from live violins, the piano, all that stuff is live, man. So like when I produced this, I went out and scouted and got some real got some real musicians who played real instruments to come in and actually help me to shape this song. And so it's probably one of the bigger songs that I have on the whole album melodically. And so, man, that's how it came up with this. But this is From Pain to Gold, featuring 4 Eyes, Dice Payne on the hook, K Spades, myself, produced by yours truly, Homeboy.
K100 Radio, check it out. Let's go.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Homeboy.
Life's what I made it. I turned my pain to gold. Hard to take advice when you made it on your own. Rolled riches, pretty woman, diamonds dancing on business. Da 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 da.
Yeah. From a butterfly to a caterpillar, full metal alchemist. I'm pulling out the magic in a tragic feeling from this battle, dealing daily with my demons. Decisions with the choices that we make for different reasons. In the season for the harvest, farmers reaping what they sowing. Last dragon, I'm the master, need to keep my body glowing. Got me knowing that greatness comes from something built in. God's purpose versus converted like Rumpelstiltskin. Spinning straw in the gold, role model centerfold. Bold, knowing I survive. Life's harsh, winter cold. Weather the storm, no stage fright. You better perform. Benevolent, heaven sent messenger. Who let it be born? God wills it. In the book of life, look at the script, fully equipped. How you think I get sugar from shit? It wasn't easy, but I'ma grin and bear it. How I wear it like a dookie rope. Hoop chain is 24 karat, 4 eyes, and homeboy, it should be real apparent.
Life's what I made it. I turned my pain to gold. Hard to take advice when you made it on your own. Rolls and riches, pretty woman, diamonds dancing on business. Da 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 da.
Yeah, I swear I try to be humble. I swear. Let me tell you why that shit so hard. I really did this by myself, that's why this hit so hard. See, being picked on and doubted, tripped up and outed, only made me big up. I never switched up, I sprouted. 2 blue-collar parents, so hard work was an early lesson. I know nobody got my back, but that's my surely blessing. And yeah, I'd rather be quiet wealth than loud rich. But do you hear the words that's coming out my mouth, bitch? Man, I should probably buy some land, be a better man. But I just copped a chain and some forges, man, y'all don't understand. I'm feeling invincible. When I win, it's habitual. All my theories are critical, all minutia's applicable. Transcending atypical, active like I'm a socket. Blasted off like a rocket with cash wads in my pocket. So even if I'm rocking rags but I'm spotted, a blind man can clearly see I got it, nigga. Spade.
Life's what I made it, I turn my pain to gold. Hard to take advice when you made it on your own. Road to riches, pretty woman, diamonds dancing on business. Da 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 da.
Look here, be cap when they face you, they dapped you, then hate you, get slack with the paper. Erratic testing my impeccable nature. Unfazed how they come at you, they don't know how to take you. When all in all, I'm the hottest nigga this side the equator. Been left to die so many times that I just face it instead. Live amongst the living peacefully, I walk with the dead. Sometimes I wonder why we get so dramatic. It ain't no need to go panic, but nonetheless, look, it gets hot in the attic. Around my wrist, there's a paddock for leaks, and all that static is cheap. Gets hard to listen when you play me for weeks. They said I never see the light again, but life is so sweet. So as my demon I eat, them bitches under my feet to catch the crowd.
Stuck in my blessings, times that I suffered, hard times question, but I know there's more gold on the other side.
It's going down. Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah. K100 Radio.
K100, you bastards.
And we still rocking out with the homie Homeboy. How to Tame an Elephant. Giving y'all some banging shit.
Yes,
this
sir.
album is sliding, bro. That right there was actually definitely dope too as well. So far, I haven't heard, like, you know how you play stuff and you know what I'm saying, you playing the whole album and you like, yeah, you know, I like that one, I like that one, you know. I haven't heard one yet where I'm like, yet. I like all the songs so far, which I didn't expect anything less from you, but it's still just refreshing to sit back and listen to it and absorb it all. You feel what I'm saying? Big shout out to you being able to work with all these other dope MCs that I'm well aware of. And maybe it may be people that may be watching this for the first time. Like, hopefully, you know, our goal is to, of course, show some love and support to everybody that's rocking with you. But we want to also, you know, it may be somebody that may be listening to this and they never heard of Homeboy. Or maybe they never heard of Four Eyes or whoever. Or maybe they did and maybe they haven't heard from him in a long time. The point is, you've actually got some really dope, talented motherfuckers that I actually know in and of themselves are dope and have dope catalogs. And you were able to just pull in all of these favors and friendships and things. And I just want to say that says a lot for a lot of people, bro. Like when you told me Playboy Trey said, yeah, like it's only like a couple of people that can, like you and Pac, and that's it, and everybody else is dead. So it's like I feel like that sometimes myself. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to music, it's like it's I'm currently doing music right now, and again, it was only I can count the people on one hand who can make me do what I'm actually doing right now. You know, working executive producer of the project right now. That person is only one of 5 people on the planet that could have made me, that could have reached out to me and asked me to do what I'm actually doing for that artist right now. You feel what I'm saying? And so I felt that. Because I was like, bro, once you get to a point where you just like, yo, I love the music, but it's the BS. And I want to talk with you about that real quick before we get into the next song. Like all of the politics that you've had that you had to encounter. And I'm just hearing some of the small snippets of the stories with dealing with the labels and samples and all of the industry politics. What made you feel like, you know what? I know you told me who inspired it and everything, but you had to actually get in there and be like, I'm still finna put this music out. Even after all of that, you said you done went over the tech. You done had struggles trying to get people to get, you know, can we use this verse? Can we reproduce it? We got to find, that's a lot just to put music out when you really didn't have to. You already good. You're doing tech. Your family is fed. Your wife is happy. Your kids are good. What was it internally that made you say, yeah, but I'm still finna do this album?
I think what it was for me, man, was to be signed to a major label and nobody really hear a true body of work from you. Mm-hmm. Like, I felt like I owed it to the 10 fans. I'm just tripping, man. But whatever number of fans that or people that remember me, or just people in the industry that know me who like, man, Homeboy dope. You know, no one ever got a chance to hear what an album would actually sound like from me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I put out countless mixtapes, but you know, man, people were putting out mixtapes. It's about the quantity of songs that you can just get out just to kind of keep moving so people won't forget you. But like, this was something that I actually sat down, took time, and strategically went through and said, hey, man, I'm going to put out a body of work that I can be proud of. So if 80 years from now somebody stumble upon this project, they be like, oh, damn, I've never heard of this dude, but damn, this is dope. This is some quality shit.
Right.
So that's what it was for me, man. And I wanted to, you know, this may be my last hoorah, honestly, from a full project perspective. So I was like, if I'm gonna give it this effort, I want to make sure that I collaborate with everybody that I was really, really cool with when I was at the prime, that I still have relationships with right now. And so this is just what came out of that.
Bro, like, I can't even tell you. I know people are watching this, and this is I'm a professional to a degree. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understands that. You know who I am, and if you don't know who I am, just look me up. But I'm a professional when it comes down to doing these interviews and stuff. But actually, bro, I'm not a professional. I'm actually a professional artist who just started doing some shit, and people liked it, and I kept going with K100 Radio. Let's just be real. Yeah. I didn't grow up thinking I always wanted to be on radio and shit like that. I always wanted to be on the stage, just like you. I always wanted to be, those were my dreams. And so listening to you say that, because I literally have been in that exact same space. You feel what I'm saying? As somebody who, you know, and I can imagine it being a little bit more to a higher degree when you've actually had the deal in place and you actually, you know, worked and you had these placements and you dealing with all these, you know, bigger name artists and everything, and you seeing them grind and you seeing them have success and things like that, and you're dealing with these particular, you know, major plays and stuff like that and radio play and all that stuff that you've been through. And for you to sit back and say, but yeah, I never did get the album out. I can relate, even though I never had an actual major deal. I still can relate. But even though I did put my own albums out, because I was a true Indian, I paid my own money that I hustled up legally and illegally to fucking pay my own and put my own shit out. Fuck them labels. That's what I was on. But I understand exactly. Still, I still feel like I understand exactly where you are in your head and in your moment and in your space when you decided to do it. I have literally been there, and so I got to give you a round of applause for it, for just saying, you know what, fuck that, I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, for real. People don't understand. People that's watching this on live or listening to the interview or listening to the podcast or whatever, you have no idea what it's like. Maybe you do if you're in the industry, but for the people who don't create music, and maybe you're just a fan of Homeboy, or maybe you're just a fan of K100 Radio, and you just happen to across this conversation 80 years from now. You know what I'm saying? 80 years from now, when you run across an album and you type in whatever version of Google exists, and then you find out, man, I want to hear this, and the hashtag still work, and you find out, and you're coming across this same interview after you just heard that elephant, How to Tame an Elephant, and you're like, man, I want to find out more about this guy, and you're now listening to this in 2040 something, whatever the hell. If you're listening to this right now, you have no idea about what it's like to be that passionate about something and be on the cusp of it, but it never really panned all the way off, but you can never really kill that fire inside of you. It is something that is very hard to do. It is very hard to shut all the way. It's very hard to shut that valve all the way off. And so, when people decide, you know what, I can't let it go. I got to give it to them. And then when you decide to do that, and it comes out sounding great, here we are. So again, fam, really dope project. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people just, the average person just can't relate. They just don't understand what that is like to go through. And most people in their lifetime won't go through that. But give me the next track. What's the next one?
Yeah, so the next track is Before Winter Falls, featuring my cousin Rooster, and also featuring Bloom on the spoken word, and also in the bridge of this song. This is another one of those public service announcements. It's going to give you something a little reminiscent of Dungeon Family sounding tracks. So it's very melodic. It's got all the live instruments and stuff like that in it. And I think the spoken word that Bloom did is gonna give you almost like a female version of Big Rube.
Oh, okay.
Also produced by yours truly, Homeboy. So yeah, man.
We haven't even.
Yeah, this one right here is laid back.
I was getting into that, Homeboy. I was getting into the producer side in a minute. I was like, you know, he keep telling me about he's producing these tracks, and I was just like, we gonna dive into that. Yeah, we want to make sure we understand that he ain't even just rapping. He's in there producing and doing all this stuff and engineering. I'm pretty sure mixing in some of this stuff. So yeah, we gonna get into all of that. All right. But before we do that, before all that happens, before winter falls, make sure you subscribe to K100 Radio's YouTube channel. Follow us on Spotify. Make sure you look up Homeboy. Make sure you download this album or stream it or however you want to get it and go back and run this back and just soak it in. Put it on your playlist. All right, this is K100 Radio before winter falls.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Yeah, what does it mean being a human being without a dream? To some it seems having things really ain't a thing. Hit a strip club, make it rain. Simple pleasure suppresses pain. Spend a fortune on nude extortion and you're broke as fuck. Man, what a shame. I guess that's just part of the game. Having hope with nothing to gain. In all reality, it truly has to be, you know, only knowing you are lame. Certain shit you just can't explain. Like why men live beyond their means. And why most murder happening in the community by the hand of some niggas with low self-esteem. Did Martin Luther really have a dream? Or was it a nightmare as it seemed? Cause ain't no volunteers to play hand when every man wants to be the king. And hell you mean ain't no iron team with yellow crime tape across the scene. And you the only one standing in front of the judge when he or she hands down a life sentencing, nigga. So keep your nose clean as the moral of the story's unfolding. Keep holding, go do what you got. Stop focusing on what the fuck is not. When the day come and life pop like a sprocket on the hand of a broke clock, you best have your shit together like a farmer that harvests sunlight before the winterfall drop, nigga.
You better turn your light on. Let it shine like the one over the back door. You can see what's coming towards you. Time to run up on you. Staring down at you in the dark with life pointed right at you. Watch where you aim your dreams. Shoot for the galaxy. Cause it's your ride. Break them cycles. Don't be a lifer. Vibrate higher.
Fresh to death, but we broke. Demand to change, but won't vote. Ain't written no property ownership. Without ownership, there's no hope. Kings don't lead, queens that lead the way. See the games we play, sicking me with gut rich reflex. So people that don't love us back, it's not only whack, but it's like acceptance. Still get caught with the shout in, caught in the mix. Falling for the same old tricks, still try to hit a lick. I swear, should we be sick of this shit? Should we be tired of low income housing? EBTs, no JOBs, no skills to pay the bill, content for thrills. Designer clothes, diamond grills, popping pills, sipping lean, chasing green, hearing screams of mothers crying while the children dying by the drive-bys in the city streets. Make excuses for what we do and how we act, but talk is cheap. It's always what we bout to do, but we fight for crumbs and we play for keeps. Play for keeps.
A dream deferred, a dream delayed, a dream come true. Which one belongs to you? Say they're all attainable. The question is, are you willing? Are you able? Synchronicities weaved in and out of your reality of what was, what is, what your ancestors claimed for you on GP. It's all right here. We don't have to look too far. But if you don't pay attention, well, life gets hard. That's why we have to water our perspectives, get protective about what we let in our cycles, get intentional about where the focus flows, because if we're not careful, the dream can't overflow. It'll become an illusion, untouchable, forever lost in the ball of our own confusion. Where your dream at? Where your dream at?
It's going down. Here's another exclusive interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
The project premiere rolls on. You know the drill.
K100, you bastards.
And we're still chopping up with the homie Homeboy. All right, on this project premiere. All right, Homeboy. What's the next one? I really felt that one too, man. So far, all the production, man. And real quick, what's the next song before I get into it? Because let me see where we at.
Yeah, the next song is I'm in Love.
Okay. And let's see, let me see. How many we got left? We got Cold.
We got
Believe.
3 more after this one.
3 more after this
I'm
one.
in Love is probably like 2 minutes long. Yeah,
Okay.
nothing. We got like we got 3 more after this one.
All right, we on track. We'll be out. We'll make the cut. You feel what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
concerned we was talking a lot in the
Yeah,
beginning,
yeah.
but we have a time allotment, so I was like, yeah, we're gonna make the cut. We good. All right. So before I even play I'm in Love though, let's talk about you as a producer. You know what I'm saying? We've talked about extensively about you as an artist and your history and you know how you were able to pull off all of these amazing collaborations. And but you while we're talking, you're talking about like, yeah, I had to get these strings and I had to do this drums and you know what I'm saying. And so I mean, talk about what it was like also being a producer, because were you already a producer back when you were with Mr. Collie Park and all that? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you
man.
were doing
So
tracks.
that was the crazy thing. So like even when before I even met Mr. Collie Park, man, I was producing. I was an artist that really just wanted to be an artist. I didn't want to do. I didn't want to be a producer. But growing up in the small town that I grew up in, we had one studio. A guy named Mike Penn, rest his soul. He used to do what most producers do. He'll give you a beat, and then you'll hear somebody else with the beat while you at the talent show, and it's like, okay. So I was like, if he could make the beats, and he ain't really making exactly what I want, why can't I just make my own beats? So I saved up my money, and I'm a kid at this point. I'm like 12 years old.
Right.
And so my dad bought me my first keyboard, which was an XP50, a Roland. And I learned how to use that keyboard, man. And from then on, I've been making my own beats. And so, like, once I met Mr. Collie Park, I was making beats. But the problem was, if I didn't allow him to put his name on it to say that he produced it, then I couldn't get any placements. And so that always kind of rubbed me wrong. So I had beats with a whole bunch of people that never saw the light of day because I wasn't really willing to allow him to get the credit for something. And his reasoning was, well, because I already have a name, we can get more money for the tracks if they say they were produced by me. But I was like, shit, man, like I need to build my own stock. You know what I'm saying? And so that's it, man. But yeah, I was producing then.
Wait. Wait. One more time. Let's pump our brakes. Because I'm just not going to let you say that on the air and just be like, oh, you just said something, you know. This is not really. Because that's it's a fucking very significant statement that you just made. Now, listen. Far be it from me. I don't want to drum up any bad memories, and I don't want to cause any bad blood. I'm pretty sure you guys have worked all this stuff out. Just so I'm clear, you was producing the tracks, and because you didn't want to let Mr. Collie Park say that he did it, then that was a problem. The short version. I just want to be clear that's what you just said. Before I say what I'm about to say.
Well, it wasn't a problem. I mean, it was just one of the things where I was like, okay, well, that's what it's going to take. I'm not going to allow it. And he was like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. You keep doing what you do. So,
okay, that's called a fucking problem.
Yeah.
All right,
man.
So,
but, hey, bro.
You know what, man? See, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. Listening to this now or 80 years from now after you discover Homeboy and whatever version of Google it is, that's the fuck shit. And I'm pretty sure fuck shit means the same thing now as it does 80 years from now. All right, that's the shit. That's the stuff that I've always hated. That's the reason why I did not sign the deal when they pushed the contract to me at Warner across the table. And I had these people that would hurry up and let's do it and pressuring me, and I was feeling like y'all pressuring me, and I was like, I think I'm about to take it up to Wahoo, and I don't actually feel like I want to do that. And you know what I'm saying? And people end up cutting you off, feeling like you blew the situation, and all. And that is something that I feel like, bro, is a significant part of your journey, because all of that, those kind of decisions are the difference between you. Everybody knowing who the fuck Homeboy is, the same way they know who Killer Mike is right now, and you know what I'm saying? You feel me? And you know, and whoever, you know what I'm saying? And the reason they don't, even though you was dope as fuck, even though you was in the same room working with these same people all this time and everybody acknowledging, telling you, yeah, you dope, but, and that's I just can't reiterate how much of the industry I fucking hate sometimes. Those are the things, those are the scenarios, I honestly can tell people straight up, if you actually know who I am, or you can go back and look me up and see who I really am besides K1's Radio, if this is the first time you ever heard of Blizzum. All right? And those are the reasons why I feel like people like me and you didn't do more on a higher tax bracket level of music. You feel what I'm saying? Because it was never about being fucking dope. It's often not about being dope when you're really an artist for real, like you are. And it's so frustrating. And I don't want to just, I'm not trying to call Mr. Collar Park to the carpet, whatever, because honestly, bro, I had to learn over time that these niggas be just doing standard industry practices. He ain't the first person that was doing that. Dre did it. Diddy did it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, all these big time people did that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the business, and I mean, like, there are a lot of other people that were okay with, hey, okay, we'll let Mr. Collar Park say he produced it. Right. He's gonna get the check. For me, I think because I have an entrepreneurial spirit, it's always been about ownership for me. So it's like, okay, yeah, we can make the bag today, but the bag today ain't going to be the longevity bag for tomorrow. So I want people to know who I am so I can continue to keep eating. Like Mr. Collar Park already eating. Right. He's already done what he needed to do so he can eat. Now I need to get ready to eat. But, if we can't make that work, then I'll just continue to keep doing what Homeboy do, and y'all just keep doing what y'all do. And if you call it me being hard-headed, if you call it me not listening, so be it, man. But I'm okay. I'm okay with making those type of decisions.
Yeah. And I am too. And here we are. K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
How to Tame an Elephant. We chopping it up with the homie Homeboy. And I just wanted to just pause for a second, because when you tell that particular story and you tell that particular part of the journey, I just need people to understand just how much stuff goes on behind the scenes. And because I know people will probably, if you never heard of Homeboy and you listen to this shit for the first time, and you're like, damn, bro, sliding. I wonder why. Yeah. Because people tell me all the time. And let me ask you this, Homeboy, before I play the next song. Does it piss you off when people hear your music and they be like, damn, boy, I don't know why the fuck you ain't never get on? Does that aggravate you?
Nah, because I never really wanted that. So, like, again, going back to the documentary, if you guys watch my documentary, it'll give you a lot of that, why I got into music. It'll also allow you to see the relationships and how those relationships unfolded. But, like, for me, bro, all I wanted to do is to prove to my mama I could make it on a large scale. So I did what I set out to do. I did what I set out to do 10 times fold. I never would have thought that I would have had music in 3 motion pictures and 4 video games, and man, I didn't, man, please, I didn't care about that. I wanted to show my mama that I could do what I said I was going to do. That's it. That's it, bro. Nothing more, nothing less.
Well, then you definitely did that, and you definitely had some success. And I don't want to make it seem like you never did anything, because we already ran your list of accomplishments down beforehand, before we even started the interview. But when people are listening to this music, I feel like listening to the music, and I know your history, and I know who you've been plugged in with. I'm like, why the fuck didn't Homeboy take off? And now I feel like I have a little bit more insight on it. I'm just saying. I feel like I have a little bit more insight on it, man, because we never had these conversations. This is the first time we had an interview, and it's not like we just be hanging around each other, having a drink, chopping it up in each other's basements. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But I know who you are, and I know your background, and I know the pedigree, and I know you dope, and I've been knowing you dope for years, but I never had a real conversation, so I'm glad to have it right now live on the air with people watching and people listening. You feel what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I just felt like hearing that particular one part that I never really knew of until about 5 minutes ago was highly interesting, because I feel like that explains a lot to me, if I'm being frank, about you.
Yeah.
That explains a lot to me.
Yeah,
it
man.
does. So, it does. All right, so let's get into it. K100 Radio. This next song is called I'm in Love.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
All right. So, tell me about this one. Let's go.
Man, this is the song for my queen, bro. This is for my queen. And if you married, this is for your queen. You can't be in your mid-40s or nowhere close to 40 and have never been in love, you know, even though as men we don't like to say any of those words, you can't say that you ain't never had your heart broken. So this song right here is that song for the married people. This is that song for your mom and your daddy. This is that song for your grandmama and your granddaddy. This is that song for you and your wife, you and your queen. And this is the song where I admit openly, because I'm still happily married, that I am in love with my queen. And that is produced by your boy Homeboy, also produced by another dope producer, Mike Ewing from Tennessee.
All right, let's get into it. I'm in love. Homeboy is K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Homeboy. My dearly beloved, I love it so much that I will say it in public. I'm screaming with every second of the air that I breathe. Fascinated by what you've given to me. I'm singing. Protect your life, do a bid that's on the kids. My promise to you, never forget. I'm screaming. Thank the creator for the sunrise, and every morning look into your eyes. I'm singing. I put a ring on it, I do my thing on it. Too bad, so sad, I ain't mad cause he ain't want it. Made no decision without my lady, the team on it. See, I'm that rock when you need a shoulder, so lean on it. Absolutely my ride or die, you're my everything. You got me open, no temptations, no Eddie Kane. Good and bad, I take them all, no Novocaine. Disrespect, I take my bed off and whoop them like booty time. My dearly beloved, I love it so much that I will say it in public. I'm screaming with every second of the air that I breathe. Fascinated by what you've given to me. I'm singing. Protect your life, do a bid that's on the kids. My promise to you, never forget. I'm screaming. Thank the creator for the sunrise, and every morning look into your eyes. I'm singing. Undeniably elegant, lady so eloquent. Never act decadent or treating me negligent. One-on-one heaven sent, never leave me alone. Started out on the phone, look how far that we've grown. Now this house is a home, though I have to admit it. Wouldn't feel somewhat special if I didn't have you up in it. I probably feel like a tenant, and this house would be rented. They used to tell me they love me, but I knew they never meant it. Hey, my dearly beloved, I love it so much that I would say it in public. I'm screaming. With every second of the air that I breathe, fascinated by what you've given to me. I'm singing. Protect your life, do a bid that's on the kids. My promise to you, never forget. I'm screaming. Thank the creator for the sunrise, and every morning look into your eyes. I'm singing. My dearly beloved, I love it so much that I will say it in public. I'm screaming. With every second of the air that I breathe, fascinated by what you've given to me. I'm singing. Protect your life, do a bid that's on the kids. My promise to you, never forget. I'm screaming. Thank the creator for the sunrise, and every morning look into your eyes. I'm singing.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
K100, you bastards.
That's right. For the fellas who still want to openly admit that they love their queens, because we living in the thought era. It's hard to find a queen when people telling us their booty holes is brown. Anyway, don't get me fucking started. Don't get me started. I feel for my son. My son is 20 years old, and I'm like, good luck, fam. Good luck.
Yeah, man.
Good luck. You know what I'm saying? But nah, that's being unfair, because we was busting it open and doing a lot. You know, we always talk about the younger generation, man, but you know what? We was hell. I feel like our generation sometimes actually be trying to get a little highfalutin, like we better than these new kids because they got a lot of different issues. But bro, we was out of control in the 90s.
Nah, dog. We had our own set of issues too now.
And we didn't have social media to tell all the stories. All that shit got swept under the rug.
I'm telling you.
Straight up. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah. Don't do that. Don't do these jits like that. Cause right now we I'm not old enough to be. I don't got no grandkids. You got grandkids yet?
Nah, I don't have no grandkids.
Me neither.
Thank God. You know,
So,
nah.
Yeah, so I'm my kids are just early 20s, just graduating from college, and still, one of them is still in college. So I'm right now. Like when I be out, and you know what I'm saying, it's nephew, it's whatever. I definitely ain't no fucking granddaddy right now, and I ain't feeling that old in no regards whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm in my 40s, I do not feel like.
Hey, bro.
I you know, we was 20. The way we saw the 40s, we was like, oh. Now I feel like, what the fuck you mean, oh, Nick? What? You know, I want to square with one of these young niggas. What you said?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But for real, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, but we are, you know what I'm saying, in our 40s, and it's just like, yo, wow. But at the end of the day, fam, you know, when it comes down to this generational divide, just like Busta Rhymes spoke on it. I will say one highlight about the BET Awards. Again, I'm time stepping this. That just happened the other day. Was when he went on there and said we gotta stop the separation of the generations. It's hard to do because the music is so vastly different. The way they do things now, as far as musically, like now it's okay to copy somebody else's whole style. When back then, that would get you swung on. Like you know what I'm saying? Like trying to sound like me was a problem, and now everybody sounds like everybody a lot. But still, we got to make sure.
But you know what, man? I blame us, man. I blame our generation and the generation before us because you know, well, I blame our generation even the most because we came up in a generation where I think it started where everybody had to have the same sound. Like if you take, for example, when John came out with the crunk era, everybody had something that sounded like something crunk, and if you didn't, you wouldn't get no play.
But was it okay?
When
so
they came out with the finger snap music,
right.
We followed the trend, so it's like we stopped. You know, doing our own things and having our own individuality. And I think because of that, that's what bred what we see now.
Now, I will give you that it probably did start from the industry side. I felt like, listen, I'm calling the fucking execs and DJs to the carpet because I remember, I feel like I am a victim of Snap and Crunk because I refused to conform. And I kept doing me, and I just refused to just fucking do it. And that's why when I was in my prime, Snap and Crunk was at the height, and I was like, I don't fucking rap like that, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like I I'm not doing that. And it cost me my quote unquote career, right? And you know, and the people that were trying to convince me to do it was like, Blizzum, you got to do these songs, and I'm like, no, the fuck I don't. I'll collaborate with one of these niggas and do a song and do a feature, but I'm not coming out with a record like that because I sound ridiculous. My voice don't even match that shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like with my voice too high pitched, I don't even really move like that for real. I be in the club really chilling. I really don't want you niggas bouncing all over me for real, nigga. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? it wasn't me, so I refused to do it, and I felt like that's why when I was doing my own thing and doing my music independently, people fuck with me, but the industry and the DJs couldn't fuck with me because they was like, bro, when the fuck you want me to play this at 2 a.m. when everybody leaving? I can't mix this shit in with Lil Jon. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And so I say that to say, while I can see that you're right, people did start conforming, I felt like we were forced to as artists by the DJs and the execs. That's how I look at it. You feel what I'm saying? Because they wouldn't let us get through.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, the DJs wouldn't play it if it wasn't that kind of and I understand that the DJ got a job. Shout out to my DJs, but at the end of the day, there's DJs and there's record breakers. You feel what I'm saying? And at one point, it's like the DJs basically said, you know what? Not even gonna try. We're just gonna play this one kind of music all night, and we're gonna play it in the strip club, and we're gonna play the same thing we play in the strip club. We're gonna play it, and then all of a sudden, and all the way full circle, niggas don't dance no more. All they do is this, and this is smoke hookahs and sit in the fucking VIP looking at each other. Anyway, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
I know what you're thinking if you never heard this show before.
K100, you bastard!
Who the fuck this nigga think he is? You know what I'm saying? Homeboy know what he signed up for when he decided to do this interview. All right, homie, what's next?
What's next is Hometown Memories, man, featuring myself, Rico Barrino, Fantasia's brother, and my little brother, Lundy, man. So how I even got Rico on this record, it was during COVID, and I did a PSA for someone who could sing soulful. And I got a lot of people, and my partner, B. Pays from North Carolina hit me up. He actually, works on the radio station there. He was like, why not reach out to Rico? And I was like, Rico who? He was like, Barrino. I was like, Fantasia, brother? He was like, yeah. I was like, you think he'll do it? He was like, yeah, man, just tell him B. Pays, told you to holler at him. I was like, all right. So I reached out to Rico on Instagram. I was like, hey, man, B. Pays told me to reach out to you. I got this record that I think, you'll kill. And he was like, man, normally, I would charge X, Y, and Z, but man, it's COVID. I ain't got nothing to do. Send me the record, man. If I mess with the record, I got you. So I sent him the record. He sent it back to me. I sent it to my little bro. We listened to it. Man, I got chills when I listened to this record after Rico did his thing on it, man. And so yeah, the rest is history. But another piece of this that I gotta tell you is I work with the producer Black Metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
The producer Black Metaphor actually made the original track for this. And I paid Black Metaphor what he wanted for the track. And I asked him, I'm like, bro, can you send me the breakdowns, man? Because I can send me the stems. I need to mix it down. He stopped taking my phone calls.
Well, everybody runs into one of those. I was wondering if you're gonna if anything, if any other fuck shit. We've already, if any fuck shit happened, we know any of the trials and tribulations, and here we go. Here it is, right here.
Yeah,
here it is.
So because he stopped taking my phone calls and I never got the stems, little bro just said, "Hey, big bro, won't you just make something yourself to it, man?" I was like, "Damn, man! Now here I go. I got to go back in and produce." And like, man, as a producer, I'm very team oriented. Like I like to let everybody eat, so I don't have to be the only producer to do something.
Right,
so
right.
I was like, damn, man, I didn't want to be the only producer to do majority of this shit, man. Like I really wanted some other producers to come in and just come create a nice project. But lo and behold, man, because I couldn't get the stems, I had to dust the fingers off, and I came up with the record that you guys hear now. So this is Hometown Memories featuring Rico Barrino and Lundy.
Let's get to it. K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B,
which makes us a product of our environment. So I want to talk about mine, my hometown.
I'm from a hometown where memories and past keep provoking me. The battle of the gift and the curse, fight for control of thee. Made it to the fork in the road and took the narrow path. Seen less than best in the game, missing the grade to pass. I hung around some old heads whose dream died and soul bled. Alone vexed like cold red. Remember what the old said: life don't owe you order. White walls, deuce in the quarter. Had it stolen out the yard, even pops, he took it hard. But home is where the heart is. My town is where my start is. Korea's where my party is. Roberta's where my work is. A hometown that never saw a growth past my birthday. Started last in this race and still ended first place. Dreams blown away like green left in a cloud of smoke. Regardless of our different paths, you know I love my folk. Just to say I did what I could, I pray I'm heaven bound. But for now I hold my block down around my hometown.
Why don't you open your eyes just for me? Just for me. Whoa, you're caught up in a place and time where you can't see. Where you can't
That never talk back, used to sell dope, now they snow crack with a soft fat. Pop pills, now they turned up with a chalk at. In the graveyard or the penal system, yeah, the prison system where them shots at. But the hood life is the good life, not that third strike when you caught that. Now you look back, no more hoe, no more party clothes and jury. There's 12 jurors and a appointed lawyer for the jury. Said you ain't a snitch for somebody bitch in a cell block, sending hell hot. Watch a nigga draw when you miss your spot. Button rush with a nigga cop. Fight to get it, but they never quit it. Even if they split it, now you let them hit it. Try to get acquitted. Only deny you your freedom again. Shoulda never did it. Never get a visit. Not one single visit from your niggas mad. Or that bitch you had. Now your mama sad. Didn't know your dad. And your only son. Not the only one. Thought you had it bad. Doing drag. Son leaves in a body bag. Suicidal while you close the Bible. Wish you had a rope. Wish you had a rifle. Only one recital with no audience. In a dark room with no one to feel. Or you leaving broken memories to your own life. Now you're out of here.
Why don't you open your eyes just for me? Just for me. Just for me. You're caught up in a place and time where you can't see. Where you can't see. In the walking dead,
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
All right. K100 Radio, you know the drill.
K100, you bastard.
We're still rocking out with the homie Homeboy. We got to get ready to wrap this thing up. Oh, and we got 2 more songs to go, Homeboy. Which ones we got left?
Yeah, we got Cold and we got Believe. Those are the only 2 left.
All right, we finna jump into them. Then we got Cold. Tell me about Cold real quick.
Yeah, man. So Cold, T-Rock, which is another legendary rapper to me on the underground here, in Atlanta. Me and T-Rock had met each other a long time ago, man. And so it was like we never got a chance to really collaborate on something. I was like, if this is my hoorah, I got to put T-Rock on this thing too. So T-Rock went so hard on the track to where I actually had to switch the track up so that I could get my vibe in there, man. So like this record is cold. And it's cold from two aspects. It's cold because T-Rock went off. He's cold. But then on the subject matter that I'm speaking on, I'm speaking about everything that's cold in the world. So
okay.
It's probably one of the rawest verses that you're probably going to hear, that somebody really just saying what needs to be said that people too scared to say.
Oh, okay. Let's get into it, man. Metaphorically speaking, I guess. Cole, Homeboy, let's check it out. This is How to Tame an Elephant. That's the name of this album. This is the project premiere. I'm your host, Blizzard, and this is K100 Radio. This song is called Cole.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
You keep the perk. I've been the king before the birth. I don't sleep. I just work. I'm on alert. I'm pushing P. You keep the perk. I've been the king before the birth. I don't sleep. I just work. I'm on alert. I'm pushing P. You keep the perk. I've been the king before the birth. I'm the man in my city. I'm the man. Do you hear me? Check out my lyrical recipe. I flow like I'm in the now. The devil tried to pluck a nigga from his blessings. Never hold, look at me now. Illusions of money and fame and the validation from me that me down. When I grew up, I found out if you real motherfucker, you rather appeal to the crowd. Still in the trenches with killers who gone home Michael Buffer shit, they ready to rumble. If I tell them that you got out of pocket, no hesitation, little buddy, you dumbo. I remember gutter living when I was an adolescent. Now I dwell in a condo. Stay away from hating hoes and niggas. I had to cut it out my life like a lawnmower. God forgive a nigga savage ways. In the neighborhoods, I done sat a blaze. Had to be on that cowboy shit back when I was coming up. Hang a sucker like Adam Page. Tell them suck a second like they know shit until they light us in the dark. I may look like a goldfish, but I can swim with the sharks, nigga. I don't sleep, I just work. I'm on alert, I'm pushing P. You keep the perk. I've been the king before the birth. I'm the man in my city. I'm the man. Do you hear me? I don't sleep, I just work. I'm on alert, I'm pushing P. You keep the perk. I've been the king before the birth. I'm the man in my city. I'm the man. Do you hear me?
Cold. Cold. So cold. Cold. Oh, shit. Cold. The world.
Colder than a nigga that'll punch his baby mama in the stomach while she pregnant, make her lose the baby. Unapologetic, but he say he love her. Oh, that nigga crazy. Colder than a pastor on the pulpit preaching. Never practice the shit that he teaching. Go home, get drunk of the deacon. On the why your mama keep catching them beatings. Shit's colder than family silence. That's why we don't trust you. We don't talk about it, but everybody in the fam know that you touched her. Colder than a babysitter in the crib getting lit, sneaking, playing with your little baby's dick. Pray she gets caught, hope you die slow. Use a sick bitch. Colder than a coach making you stay after school so he can play jail. Tell you to keep your mouth closed and dare you to tell, but I hope he burn in hell. Colder than a white boy that'll drive to the hood with that ammo, thinking he's Rambo. Shoot up a store, shoot up a church, and they like no camo. Loud, colder than casual sex, but now that you're pregnant, you say you don't want it. Suck it right out of your stomach.
Cold. So cold.
I don't sleep, I just work. I'm on alert, I'm pushing P. You keep the perk. I've been the king before the birth.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
A lot of cold shit going on in that song. We talking about damn molestation. We talking about school and church shootings and grocery store shootings. We talking about abortions. We heard a lot. I heard a lot in those verses real quick. And the first homie snap, man. Listen, man, this fucking album is amazing, bro. I got to give it to you, bro. Like for real. This has just been sitting over here. Sometimes, don't get me wrong. I don't want to. I hope people that have done project premieres on here don't feel the kind of way, but I've had some of the project premieres where I'm just like, you could have sent me the single, maybe 2 more songs. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But we still try to give them the same love and the same enthusiasm, you know. But some of them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, once you book one with us, we want to get into it with you. But some of them just don't all the way slide from first song to we coming up on the last one. I haven't heard a bad song yet. I haven't even heard a technically quote unquote mediocre record. Like, all of the records are hard. I've got some that I like significantly more than others, but that's because of what, maybe the hook or something that pulled me in more than others. But there's not even really a mediocre song on the album. And all of the features, it's hard. See, when people get features, they be getting their homeboys on there who really can't rap, but that's their boy. It's like everybody that you fuck with, that's your boy, actually can fucking rap too on top of it. So, very, 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 very dope. All right, we got about 3 minutes left. Last song, Believe. Tell me about this one, homie.
Yeah, man, I just want to kind of take it to church, man. I wanted to kind of talk a little bit, man, give people that uplifting vibe before we leave the album, especially after something as cold, man. I wanted to kind of leave on a you know, on a more positive note. So here it is, man. Believe, produced by Days of the Machine, featuring my homie Dice Payne and my cuz, my blood, Alicia Clark. Let's get it.
Let's get into it. K100 Radio. Shout out to everybody that's been watching this live on the live stream, people that's been, you know, giving comments and stuff like that. I appreciate it. Make sure you follow us, and we'll give you more information about how to stay connected with K100 Radio after this. But right now, we're going to run this last track. This is Believe. This is How to Tame an Elephant by Playboy. Let's get into it. Project premiere, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
You know, sometimes you just gotta be thankful to be alive, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. You may not have everything that you want. You may not be where you wanna be, but as long as you keep breathing, you can get it.
You better believe. If I told you things will never change, the property covers all the pain. They'll never let our freedoms off the chain. Off the chain. Hey, you better believe. They put us down before they lift us up. Just another day in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Just another day. You better believe. Yeah. You better believe. You better believe.
At its finest, socially they remind us, rather die on my feet than live on my knees, your highness. Shackled and chains, mentally drained, spiritually scarred, made in an image of God, but yet fraud. Got me feeling like I woke up later than one section, disconnected from belief, traditions with no connection. Trying to win a war with no training and no protection. Men ain't supposed to cry, we too hard to show affection. Listen, if she's a queen, tell her put on some clothes. Man up, lead, and stop treating her like hoes. Living for the moment, not thinking of growing nose. So she got the gram lit with her ass all exposed.
You better believe. If I told you things would never change, the property covers all the pain. They'll never let our freedoms off the chain. Off the chain. Hey, you better believe. They put us down before they lift us up. Just another day in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Just another day. You better believe.
Pains me that we can't keep it afloat. Our history didn't start on no boat. Put that in quotes. Then they try to kill us all, so they introduce us to dope. Gave us their religion and got us praying for hope. See, no, I'm not a genius, and no, I'm not a professor, but it seems kind of productive when begging to your oppressor. Take us out the home, so now our women pretend to be the man. Agenda is taking our masculinity, so damn, we must stay strong, we must move on, protect our own before we're gone, you dig? Get active in our community, stand together, unity. Can't normalize the death of our people for that immunity.
If I told you things would never change, the property covers all the pain. They'll never let our freedoms off the chain. Off the chain. Hey, you better believe. They put us down before they lift us up. Just another day in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Just another day. You better believe. If I told you things would never change, the property covers all the pain. They'll never let our freedoms off the chain. Off the chain. Hey, you better believe. They put us down before they lift us up. Just another day in the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. In the neighborhood. Just another day. You better believe.
Yeah.
Would you believe?
Yeah.
Would you believe?
Would you believe? Yeah. Would you believe that they said you wouldn't make it? Would you believe they said you would be less likely to succeed? Yeah.
It's going down.
Would you
Another
believe they would
exclusive
never
interview on K100 Radio. You are tuned to K100 Radio, Hip Hop and R&B.
K100, you bastards.
And this has been a a project premiere. Always at the end without messing up twice. This has been a project premiere with Homeboy, not a direct line interview. We do those all the time, but we don't do many of these project premieres. The direct line interviews is our 30-minute short segment where we just kind of do 1 or 2 songs, and we do a whole ton of those. We got 1,000 of those literally that we've done, like literally. But the project premieres are far and few in between. And so, hey, yo, Homeboy. Oh, my bad. Hold on, I gotta turn this mic back on. That's my fault. All right, here we go. Homeboy.
Yes, sir. Yes,
all right.
Sir.
So before we get ready to get out of here, man, I guess the main thing that we want to make sure we do is tell everybody how can they get this music, fam? Where is it available? Your website, social media, everything. How can they get with you for anybody who may have been listening to this and it could have been the first time, even if it's not the first time, if it's the 1,000th time, whatever. Just make sure to remind everybody how they can get Homeboy's music.
Yeah, man. So you can actually go to my website, which is homebwoi.com. That's HOMEBWOI.com. I have apparel. You can buy shirts, the whole nine. If you want to buy an actual CD, you can get all of that from my website. But if you just want to stream, it's on every streaming platform. So it's How to Tame an Elephant, and I'm one of those kind of artists that goes the extra mile. So, we got the explicit version, but we also have the clean version up for streaming too. So if you don't want to hear all the cussing, you can still hear the clean version of the album as well. And it's on every platform that's streamable. So go to any platform, How to Tame an Elephant, by your boy Homeboy. And before I get out of here, man, I got to give a shout out to all my daughters, all 3 of them, Deja, Taj, and Mila. So yeah, man, can't get on the air and not shout out my girls, man.
Absolutely, man. So shout out to everybody that was involved with this pretty stellar project. You know what I'm saying? Like big ups to everybody that worked on it. You feel me? All the producers and everybody, man. Because I'm telling you guys, like, this is really a really great album, and I'm glad we did this joint. You feel me? Like, I'm glad we did the project premiere.
Oh yeah, man. So me too, man. I appreciate you, my bro.
Yeah, and it's because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just been able to. I'm over here right now as we speak, adding 2 of these records to my rotation. Hold on a second.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying?
So which ones really stuck out for you, man? Before we dip, I just like to know.
All right, so let me say this, and let me go back to all of them because I want to pull them all up. All right, I'm gonna because never changes your single. It's just you know how this works. So we're gonna rock with what you have decided is the single. You feel what I'm saying? That's the one that you put the video out and everything for, and so I'm gonna add that one. Obviously, you feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
But honestly, bro, I'm gonna the second one that I was getting ready to do was the one with 4 eyes.
Yeah, From Pain to Gold.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be my one. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be my other one that I like so many. All of them are dope, but we can only add max 2 for an indie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, just the way the rotation is set up. So, but what would you like? I'm doing Never Change because I'm just gonna stick with industry standards, and that's your single, and it's a great record, and it's got Killer Mike on it. It's gonna help you. I feel like when people look over here and see who is Homeboy with Killer Mike, and he's got a brand new album out that everybody's raving over. So that can only help people who may be listening to the broadcast, you know what I'm saying, and be like, maybe make them want to research you. So just for industry purposes, we're gonna go with Never Change, obviously. What do you think? Is that the second one that you would like?
I mean, that's cool, bro. That's cool with me. Like, the hardest thing about this was, with me and my team, when we were sitting down going through these songs, was trying to figure out which one should we move with the single, and which one should be a follow-up. And honestly, bro, I've just been letting the DJs who have shown me love just choose the track that they like the most, man. So I don't even have a bias towards whatever people like. I just like, man, if that's the one for you, then I love it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's From Pain to Gold, bro, let's run it, man.
I like that one. You know what I mean? But I like hometown memories too. You feel me? So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I'm basically gonna do what the hell I'm gonna do over here. But definitely, we definitely gonna. I feel like never change just needs to be. You know what I'm saying? Just because you know what I'm saying. Like right now, it's got some recognizable features on it and stuff like that. And I just feel like it's slide. The beat is dope. You got a visual for it. So I'm just playing industry when I say we're gonna go ahead and add that. But still, you know what I mean? For real.
Yeah.
All right, so we getting ready to get up out of here, man. One more time, tell everybody where they can find you on social media, homeboy.
Yeah, on social media, on Instagram, you can find me at The Real Homeboy. On Facebook, it's just Homeboy. On YouTube, it's Homeboy. So, Twitter, it's Homeboy. So, yeah, man, everything is Homeboy except for Instagram. And that's because some idiot took my name and he ain't got but like one post up and I can't get my name. So, it's The Real Homeboy.
All right, get it, man. All right, man. Shout out to everybody that was watching over on YouTube and Facebook, and we'll get you guys on the next. This was the project premiere with K100 Radio, and shout out to the homie Homeboy, and shout out to this album brand. This is a very stellar album, How to Tame an Elephant. And again, if you don't know what that means, go back to the beginning of this interview, and he breaks it all down about why he named it that and what that actually means. Why on the front of the artwork he's standing in front of with an elephant in front of a circus. It makes complete sense, but you got to let him tell you. And you got to hear it in his words. K100 Radio, I am your host, Blizzum. Everybody make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are watching this on YouTube right now. Like, literally, bro. Like, if you're watching this on Facebook, like our page. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. We do this for the indies. We need y'all help. We can only be as successful as the people that support the platform. All right, if you rock it, if you feel like, damn, Homeboy definitely should have goddamn been out of here. Well, like the page of the platform and subscribe to the platforms that actually show these artists the damn love. So we can get our level of influence up. So when we do highlight these people and we do these project premieres and these interviews and pull up to these performances and stuff like that, it matters a little more because we all know it's a numbers game at the end of the day. So please subscribe to the YouTube channel, like the Facebook page, and then download our mobile app. It is available on the Apple App Store and Google Play right now. Please download our mobile app and visit our website, K100 Radio, for more content. I'm your host, Blizzum. This was the project premiere with Homeboy, and we're going to ride out to Never Change, K100 Radio.
You are tuned to K100 Radio, hip hop and R&B.
Home, Tomaville, McCannville. Forever hollering East Lake, Broke Rock, Red Oak, what it is. And what it is that immaculate, dirty South Southern shit. Last night I was trapping white, but this right here's butter bean. Busting out my jeans, got a bummer dime size of butter bean. Plus green, hydrocodeine, methamphetamines, other things. Dope men and dope boys I employ for real. Got a Nick spot that move more rocks than Paul Walsh Creed. My dime spot about the drop top wood flows, woman on greed. Don't name drop, let a real car connoisseur show you what it is. Hey, CEO of the streets, grind time, rap game, killer man. If I gotta go back, still whipping cane, shit'll never change.
I still be working, I still be hustling, yeah. I still be grinding, I ain't got nothing, yeah.